recently realized, after 9 months of learning how to draw, that I don't actually know how to draw. And if you're thinking, what are you talking about, Jessica? Yes, you can. I've seen you draw in your videos. I'll explain myself in a bit. The point is, I realized this, so I decided to go back to the fundamentals, but I wanted to go deeper than that. And I had heard about Drawabox before, so it was time I started these lessons, and hopefully by the end I'll actually be able to draw something. So welcome to episode 1 of my progress with Drawabox. In this video I'll be talking about what Drawabox is and why I'm starting it now, what I'm expecting to learn, and I'll talk about what exercises I did for my first day. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jess. I'm a beginner artist sharing my journey of learning how to draw. It has now been 9 months since I started. So what is Drawabox? Drawabox is a free website full of lessons and exercises that focus on teaching the following core fundamentals of drawing: mark making, observation, and spatial reasoning. Out of these three, I think at this point I'm getting pretty comfortable with observation. It's all I've been doing since I started learning after all. What really got me interested in these lessons was the mark making and spatial reasoning, because it's not something I see other beginner courses or tutorials focusing on, and it's something I feel like I need to learn and practice more. These lessons are known for being dense, tough, and involving a lot of hard work and tedious practice, but I'm willing to take on that challenge. Plus, I know all about tough lessons and tedious practice. I've completed 5 different math classes in 2 years for an engineering degree, and unlike math, I actually like drawing quite a bit. While I was sketching on my reading journal for my last video, I realized that I don't actually know how to draw. And by that I mean, I can't draw anything that isn't a direct study of a reference. Or at least I don't think I can. I'm too scared to draw anything myself, because I know it will look bad and I will feel like all the practice that I've done these last few months has been for nothing. So I want to go back to the start, the core fundamentals, and learn from there again. And this time, instead of just copying everything I observe in a reference, I want to actually practice drawing things that aren't just direct studies. And these Drawabox lessons seem to really encourage that, from their 50% rule, which is that 50% of the time should be focused on the lessons and homework, and the other 50% should be to just draw whatever we want for fun, but to avoid references if we can. By starting these lessons, I'm taking myself back to the very beginner stage of learning, something that until now I thought I had progressed out of already, so that when I draw something from my head that looks not nearly as good as all the other studies and sketches that I've been doing, I won't feel discouraged. And by the way, just a disclaimer, if you're someone who just draws from reference, that's totally okay. I'm not trying to bash on that at all. It's just that I have certain goals of where I want to take my art in the future and projects that I want to create, and that won't happen if I can't draw anything that isn't a direct study, that's all. I'm not here to say references are bad. They're incredibly important. So what I'm expecting from Drawabox is to acquire the fundamentals of drawing that I really need, so that I can go on to more advanced challenges after in other courses and tutorials, and to finally be able to understand how to draw stuff. I'm going to try not to grind too much and take my time. Right now I'm really excited about these lessons, so I just want to keep practicing, which is pretty normal. But I'm sure soon enough it's going to start to feel more tedious and difficult, so I'm going to try to take my time and take breaks. But yeah, I'll be uploading new episodes regularly, showing all my progress. After watching Lesson 0, which was a set of videos that had an introduction to other lessons, talked about what materials will be needed, and some really good motivation talk. I started doing lesson 1, lines and planes. This isn't all of lesson 1, but it's what I completed on day 1. There was a strong emphasis on drawing from the shoulder and not from the wrist, a habit I'm guilty of having let go of a little since finishing my other beginner course. And quality mark making, something I lack of as well. This section had 3 different homework exercises to be completed, and that's what you've been watching me do during this video. The first exercise was 2 filled pages of superimposed lines, in which we draw a line with a ruler and then try to go over that line 8 times as closely as possible. It's quite a challenging exercise, especially the longer the lines get. The second exercise was 1 filled page of ghosted lines, where we draw 2 dots and try to connect them by first ghosting the movement of the arm to draw that line, until we are confident and draw the actual line. This one was also pretty challenging, but I could feel myself getting better at it the more I did it. And the third exercise was 2 filled pages of ghosted planes, which is pretty similar to the ghosted lines, but this time we're connecting the dots to fill the page with different planes in different perspectives. The main thing I realized with these challenges is how important it is to stay focused, but also don't think too much. It sounds contradictory, I know, but while I had to stay focused on what I was doing, otherwise I would lose control of the lines, but it's also important not to overthink too much about it, or I'd start second guessing myself before drawing the line, and it always resulted in a wonky or wobbly stroke. I'm sure that's something that will improve over time as I build that muscle memory, which is all these exercises are for anyway. And I think I did okay with these first exercises. Obviously, I have been practicing drawing and lines for 9 months, even if not as rigorous as this, so I felt somewhat comfortable. For a brand new beginner, I can imagine these exercises are quite difficult. But yeah, this was episode 1. For the next episode, I'll be continuing on with the next section, ellipses, and I might include the section after with the boxes and do it all in one video. We'll see. It depends on how much work the ellipses will give me. I have no idea what awaits me. If you'd like to see another challenge I did, check out my 100 heads challenge video. Thank you for watching.